I think it's a massive opportunity for any of the real climbers in the peloton. In women's cycling, there aren't really that many opportunities for them. So if you're a purist, then it's a race for you, I think. I only know what my parents have told me. They rode up it yesterday. Dad said it wasn't that hard. Mum said it was really hard. So that's about as much as I know.
It's the first time in my career that we can do a climb like that, and I'm so excited to start there. I think I was here with the age of 13 or 14 with my parents for holiday, and actually it's like a dream to be now here for racing.
I think for all of us it's just to soak up the experience and the vibe and the atmosphere. Already yesterday we saw all the camper vans parked and people getting ready to support the tour, so I think that's going to be something really different, and our objective is just to soak it all up and see what comes from that.
This isn't a part of the world that we come to very often, and it's one of the first time I've really raced properly in the Alps. We saw the Motorola last year in the Giro, but that's the closest thing I think we've seen to this long of a climb. And so it really is a new territory, new challenge for us. There are still 40 or so kilometers of, I think, somewhat difficult racing before we actually hit the final climb. It could be aggressive with people trying to get up the road early. And then it'll really be interesting to see how the quote-unquote hill climbers tackle such a long climb.
Quite certain that there are teams that aren't so confident to leave it all for the final climb, so I'm imagining, some attacks and quite aggressive racing from the start.
Linda Willumsen goes on the attack. Great to see her back racing, the former world champion of the time trial, a New Zealander. You don't want to let her go.
In Gillestre, it's already going up quite hard in the city, in the village. And later it has a bit more a flat part with the tunnels. And after the tunnels, you start going up already in the valley, turn left, and then the climb really starts.
As we see this group, this little trio, but it looks to me like Lizzie Deignan is just riding this one back. She's not too worried at all about what is happening. For the first time, Linda Willumsen looks around and sees the peloton just behind her and realises that her time in the lead is over. And then I think we're going to see some fireworks. 9K to go. This pace is absolutely prolific here by Lizzie Deignan. She's literally riding the riders off her wheel.
It's a case of suffering, really. Climbing is all about suffering. I mean, obviously physiology comes into it, but psychologically it's a massive challenge. It's all about suffering for about an hour, I think.
I think it's also a lot about pacing, if you go once too far into the red, you never come out of it on a climb like that. So I think it's about keeping that in mind. But of course, there's going to be some girls that I think are willing to just put it all out there.
This is the attack from Annemiek Van Vleuten, who ups the tempo. She's decided it's time to go.
I think you need to know your point of suffering very well. And for sure, it's also something similar to time trialing. I think you really need to feel this, and you need to know yourself and your body very well to do that in a good way.
And now another big attack. It comes from Annemiek Van Vleuten of Orica Scott. She ups the tempo, 4.4 kilometres to go.
You come out of the woods and you cross a little top, and actually you come out into another world where you are kind of a desert, and then you can see already the top, where you have to go, where you have the switchbacks and where the finish line will be.
the longer you're involved in the sport and maybe the more competitive you become, you start to realize that actually at the top end of competition, it's sometimes more mental than what it is physical. You know, of course, the physical aspect is very important, and talent and training and all that kind of stuff plays a big role. But at the end of the day, that small, minor differences in terms of marginal gains or small percentages, that often comes down to the mental side.
Annemiek Van Vleuten is going to win this stage of La Course by Le Tour de France on the famed Izoard. An incredible climb. Second place is going to be Lizzie Deignan.
I had my mum's sort of words of wisdom in the back of my mind. She said that the bit through the trees was the hardest. So once I was through the trees, I was like, right, got mum's advice, I'm all right.
In Holland, everyone's still talking about Leontien van Moorsel years ago that she was winning on the Alpe d'Huez, and I hope this kind of finish that people also will talk about it, and that they will continue to talk about it. Like maybe you can next year have a stage race or something. It's not a game today. It's just to be the strongest uphill, and the strongest did win today. And I'm really happy and proud that it was me today.